Hi again, everybody. Now we're going to talk specifically about filing for unemployment insurance benefits, general eligibility requirements, how to certify on your claim, and what to avoid. You should remember that you can file really in three separate ways if you're interested in seeing if you're eligible for unemployment benefits. We strongly recommend doing it online through the state of Michigan website. You'll develop a My Login, they call it, a password and account that allows you to certify on your claim through an online system called MyWham. It also allows you to check your communications and correspondence and all other types of things that can make any folks who have technology readily available much easier. However, if you don't have technology readily available, you can also file by the phone. There's still a number that you can just Google, and the state of Michigan will allow you to open an unemployment insurance claim via phone, and you can also open an unemployment insurance claim in person at a Michigan unemployment insurance office. These offices are different than the My Works office, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but you can go down to the nearest one here in Detroit is on Grand Boulevard and open a claim in person that way. Once you open a claim, there'll be a bunch of questions. The questions primarily deal with your most recent employment, going back, as I mentioned in the last video, 6 quarters or a year and a half. You don't need to necessarily have continuous employment in that period, although it helps if you have a certain amount of wages you've made in one of those quarters. These are the alternate ways you can qualify for benefits. But what you should mainly know about that is have your employer's information ready. The unemployment insurance application process will have you enter your name and date, your address, which you should really make sure is current and updated in case there's any mail communications. It will also kind of ask you for your employer and the reason for separation. The employer has very specific numbers that you can usually get from your human resources or sometimes just from your tax documentation that you'll enter in, where then it will pull up the amount of wages that you've had during that period. After you've made this application, within a day or two, you'll get what we call a monetary determination, either in the mail or right there through your MyWham account. This decision, or adjudication as we call it, will let you know that based on what comes up on your employment history, the amount of money you could be eligible for weekly. If you disagree with the wages that come up and you believe that you had either made more wages than are listed or there's no wages listed because maybe the employer was reporting something different than what you're understanding, you should dispute that monetary determination. You can do that by just filing a protest or appeal with the instructions right there on the document, either through your MyWham account, by fax, or mail. Obviously, we recommend doing it through MyWham. The mail system, we believe, slows down any types of protests or appeals. But if you can get that dispute in, you will then be able to submit documentation that shows you should be receiving a higher weekly benefit amount. Once the monetary determination is in, the employer or employers have 2 weeks to dispute this, to either say that the reason for separation is different or to otherwise say that you should not be eligible for benefits. That 2-week period will hold up some of your benefits in the meantime, but you should continue to make sure that you certify on the claim. Certification just means that every 2 weeks you log into your MyWham account, you answer some questions, or if you don't use MyWham, you call into the Marvin system, answer very specific questions that actually outline the fact that you should be able and available for full-time work, that you are looking for work if there's a work search requirement in place, that if you had part-time work, that you report it, and that you are otherwise still unemployed and looking for work. The certification process needs to be done bi-weekly, usually based on the social security number or last name of the applicant. And after the monetary determination goes out, any disputes that happen after that, whether you quit, were fired, or laid off, are called non-monetary issues. And those issues can still arise even if you were previously approved.